Hello everyone, welcome back to the Zekko Football Channel. Manchester United have struggled with their striking department for quite some time, but now they have a new addition to their ranks. Rasmus Hojlund. Today we're going to be discussing how he impacts them and how he improves them going forwards. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video and turn on notifications. But now let's discuss how Rasmus Hojlund improves Man United. Okay, here we go. Rasmus Hojlund to Manchester United. I think it's very easy to look at Hojlund and think about the price paid in £64 million, possibly rising to 72, and think that that's too much money and Manchester United have overpaid, it's too much of a risk and they shouldn't have made the signing. However, he's only 20. And when I tell you he's only 20 and he's scored 9 goals in Serie A with 2 assists out of 20 starts, that's not bad. He had an XG of 9.47 and he had an incredible amount of progressive passes received. Now, if he can up that or even equal that at Manchester United, I think you can see him towards the penalty area more often than not. But on top of everything, considering his physical attributes and considering the way that he can go forwards, I think he can offer this Manchester United something that they've been lacking for so many years, and that is flexibility. The flexibility in the way that they can play and go forwards. Previously, when you had a look at this Manchester United team, they were really one-dimensional. And even under Erik ten Hag, although I think he's tried to change things, generally you'd see them shuffle the ball out wide, utilising their central attacking midfielder, or 2 central attacking midfielders with 1 holding DM. You'd see them shuffle the ball out wide. Their wingers would then push up a little bit further, attempt to beat their fullback that they were opposing, and they would either beat them and then not have a pass into the box, need to recycle, or they would cut inside and attempt to have a shot. On occasion, they were able to play that extremely dangerous pass into the middle of the box and hopefully get a shot on. However, I just don't think that's going to work again. And in the predictability that that entails, I just think that they need something more. And that's where he comes in. I think he offers so much more in terms of his physical presence, in terms of his willingness to run in behind. He's a very fast player who can run into space. And if you think about some of his qualities and some of the qualities of the other Manchester United strikers, I think he could just offer that little bit more. When we have a look at some of the things they could do, this is one of them. This is a 4-4-2. Now, while I'm sure you might be saying that Manchester United do not play 4-4-2, they play with wingers, they play out wide. Yes, but the option for flexibility, I'll say that again, flexibility is absolutely key. Hojlund can run into channels, so can the likes of a Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford could play off Hojlund because of his strength, because of his capability to take the ball and then play it into space. Hojlund is very good at holding up the ball, he's very strong, he wins his duels, and he can link up with the likes of a Bruno Fernandes or a Mason Mount to try and get the attack going on. This allows Marcus Rashford to have a little bit more freedom rather than him being the one main sole striker pinned by 2 centre-backs. Automatically you have a player who is going to be targeted by the centre-backs rather than the other player. And I think it just might open Marcus Rashford's game. But again, like I said, it's only one of the major attributes and main ways that Manchester United could go forward and the way that they could change their game to better suit the type of opponent that they are playing against. Let's have a look at another thing. Here is Hojlund again in this main central position. We have them in a 4-2-3-1 here, 2 holding midfielders, obviously 3 attackers, 1 main central attacking midfielder. And when Manchester United like to play out from the back, because we know they have Onana now, we know they like to play out from the back, sometimes they are pressed into situations in which they can't play out of. Just normal, it's football. There are some very good pressing sides. Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal are getting very good at it as well. Brighton have been known to really start pressing forwards, and if they cannot, for whatever reason, play the ball out, what you don't want to do is then just boot the ball out so the opposition can get their possession back. What you want to do is try to find someone with strength, power, presence, and at least the ability to try and win his duels, and I think that's what Hojlund offers. Yes, I think he's going to be raw. I think he's going to struggle with some of the physicality of the Premier League. However, he'll grow into his body and I think he'll be able to win more duels than people think. And he'll be able to bring his fellow teammates into play. This allows the freedom for the wingers to then drive into these wide areas and make sure that they're not having to do a lot of the work. Manchester United are a transition-based side, meaning that when they play through the lines, they like to do it with power, they like to do it with pace. It's not a counter-attacking side, but they want to bypass that midfield. They want to get it through to their quicker players more often than not and as fast as possible. Meaning that if Hojlund is able to hold the ball up and bring those players into play rather than going through the midfield, that's an option that they can take. Again, flexibility. And it's through this flexibility that I think Manchester United are going to become something of an unpredictable asset. Meaning that they are able to change up the way they play depending on what kind of opposition they're playing, and automatically further increases the tactics that they could employ on any given situation. Finally, let's have a look at this. Hojlund is out and out a striker, but again, like I said, he could drop a little bit deeper to help out with the build-up play. He has been known to do that and then play the ball through the lines. The two central attacking midfielders could utilise this space, very much Liverpool-esque, and then drive on. The way that Hojlund could take the ball and then try to recycle it through midfield or even through the wide areas is something that I think people are going to take for granted. He's very good at making sure that he can get into the box as well. It's very much a fox in the box, and it's this kind of profile, it's this kind of scenario that I think Manchester United have severely lacked. The ability to have a striker in an actual striking position more often than not, somewhere where the wingers know if they hit that area, Hojlund will be there more often than not to be able to try and tuck it home. It's this kind of flexibility in different scenarios and the different physical attributes that he offers this side. That's why I think they have paid so much money. Now, time will tell whether he's actually a hit or whether he will be a flop, but my point is I think he will improve this side to no end. The flexibility that he will offer this Manchester United side going forwards will just give them further amplitude and further possibilities to try and transition through different phases of play. An option which they didn't have previously, especially with the likes of Anthony Martial being injured a lot of the time and losing the likes of Wout Weghorst. Manchester United have previously tried to fill this striking hole with stopgaps. I mentioned Weghorst. They've also done it with Cavani. They've also done it with the likes of Odion Ighalo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and time after time again it has failed. So they've tried something new. They've tried a 20-year-old young prospect who could be a world beater. But that's what real potential is. You don't know until you try, and perhaps the fee is a little bit high, but I think he will improve this Manchester United side to no end. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and whether you think Hojlund is a good signing for Manchester United and how you believe he will really impact this squad. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Please make sure you subscribe, you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.